Hi, and welcome to our virtual discussion today on building success in advanced manufacturing, careers with a future in less than a year. My name is Neil Ashbaugh, and I'm currently the president and CEO of New Century Careers, a nonprofit located in Pittsburgh, PA, where we train and place individuals into family sustaining lifetime careers in manufacturing. And for about the next 20, 25 minutes, we're going to have a very good discussion. We're going to showcase some of the facts about why it's so critical that people consider jobs in manufacturing. Also, talk about the benefits of getting into a career, things such as apprenticeships and additional skill sets that you'll be able to learn on the job to be successful. We're also going to be hearing from some friends and allies in manufacturing, in particular Montez King, the Executive Director of the National Institute for Metalworking Skills, or NIMS for short. And you're going to be hearing some testimonials from individuals that have worked within New Century Careers' Manufacturing 2000 Machinist Pre-Apprenticeship Program, and from an individual who's an instructor for our program. So we're going to go ahead and move right along. And again, talk about some of the things that you may be considering as you consider a career in manufacturing. So I thought the first thing would be kind of fun to do is start off and showcase a little bit of background on myself, where I came from, some of the experiences that I had getting involved in manufacturing. So I decided to put down a career path. And as you can see, I was very fortunate. I did attend college, earned a Bachelor's of Science in Communication. And then I worked for a while professionally in small market radio and broadcasting. That was a fun career. I enjoyed it greatly, but there was always something missing. I always thought that I could do more by using, the brains that I had. I always had a passion with working with my hands, though. So long story short, I got involved in what is called an apprenticeship. And we'll talk a little bit more about what an apprenticeship is. But basically, if you think about it, an apprenticeship is simply a way to learn while you earn. So most apprentices work for a company and are entered into an apprenticeship program, which is a formalized education system or program that allows you to learn both through classroom training and mentoring with journey workers and on the job. So you show up to work and you get paid to learn, which was kind of fun. And from that, you can see very quickly how a career path in manufacturing can go a lot of different ways. I always, again, enjoyed production, working on equipment. I worked in production for about 8 years, and right over my shoulder is my Journey Worker certificate that I still proudly have and showcase in my office today. But then I learned how to inspect parts. I always enjoyed working with people and communicating with people. That led me into marketing and in sales. Also had a short stint as a training and development manager for the company that I worked for. And again, you could see all the different aspects of what a career in manufacturing has allowed me to learn, and how I've been able to be engaged, and to the point where after working in the for-profit world in a company for about 23 years, I joined New Century Careers and took all those experiences and brought them to the role of where I am today. So what is machining and what is manufacturing? So machining can be a wide variety of different processes, where you can take a raw material, usually a block of material or a round piece of stock, and you use machine tools and you remove those materials from the part and from the raw material. And through subtractive processes, you end up meeting the needs of the customer by creating a component. And a component can be anything that is could be metal, could be ceramic, could be composites, and then those tools go on to make other things. And a person that really who specializes in machining is a machinist, and many of us are machinists by trade. We learned how to run specialty equipment. Actually, on the first slide, it was a grinding machine that was working on some metal packaging and container tooling. That is actually what I did in my first 8 years in production, worked in a metal packaging division of a company. And just remember, manufacturing is not just a job, it's a career. It's a good quality family wage job openings and high demand nationwide for the need for manufacturing. Here's a great example of when you think of manufacturing, a lot of people think of a factory, but you forget manufacturing, we're making products for the end use. So there's a lot of things you'll see here that reside within your home, for instance, even the video game systems you use. There's all kinds of things from the controllers to my favorite, which is the fan motor that keeps the machine cool so it doesn't overheat and doesn't explode. And then going into new technology on the bottom right there, the picture of the prosthetics. We're seeing a lot more in like robotics and automation and healthcare. And all of these items are being brought to market because of machinists around the world. Now, we get this a lot. The perception is that for some reason, when you think of manufacturing, the first thing people think about are factories that are belching pollution, and they're dark and grimy and dingy. But I'm here to tell you today that that's not the case. This is a great example of what a manufacturing site looks like. Notice the organization. Notice how everything is laid out, well lit. Look how nice and bright that is. And I don't know if you'd want to or not, but those floors look pretty clean. So I have a feeling you could eat off those floors. That truly is what advanced manufacturing looks like today. Because if you think about the components that are being made, they're high quality, they're high precision, and dirt is our enemy when it comes to causing problems in the manufacturing process. So why you? Well, it could be you. There is a big resurgence going on across the nation about manufacturing, and manufacturing shouldn't be just for one group of people or one type of people. It could be for anybody, and it is open for all. So this slide might be the quickest slide we talk about, but I really want the viewers, especially our students that joined us, or the parents or individuals in education that are helping to mentor the youth, to realize that truly this could be you in our field. So what's going on in the manufacturing environment? Well, there are a lot of jobs right now. Over 500,000 jobs are open right now. There's going to be, probably over the next decade, the need for 4.6 million manufacturing jobs. Those jobs are going to go unfilled unless we attract and educate and retain more prospective workers like you on the call today. Women are welcome, but they are the most untapped talent for manufacturers. Tons of women that could be earning those great wages, learning these awesome skills and making the difference. So we need more women. And so you are more than welcome to look into apprenticeships. Also, changing the gender. I joke a lot that here I am, the traditional looking person within a role of manufacturing, but I also know that we're only going to become a stronger industry as a whole if we're more inclusive and if we have a wider population of diverse people working within our industry. So remember, right now alone, 500,000 jobs are open in manufacturing right now. So now's the time to skill up for these awesome careers. So let's meet my buddy Montez King, a great ally in our work to promote and build better workers for the metalworking industry. And Montez says that today's technology shortens training for in-demand machine jobs, making it quicker and easier to master skills. Machinist training also opens the door to a broad range of career opportunities like programming, quality control, sales, repair, an instructor, a manager, or even the owner of a machine shop, and more. Similar to my career path, others have gone different ways, so there's some additional job roles that could be available to an individual from the bottom up, from starting at entry level and moving through their career pathway. So why a traditional or non-traditional career education, well, quite frankly, expense. So right now with apprenticeships, I mentioned it before, but as an employee, you are going to be learning on the job as you go and averaging 15 to $28 an hour. And the amount of graduates coming out of colleges right now versus the jobs that those college education will get them, there's a big gap. So why not consider taking the apprenticeship route and going through pre-apprenticeship training to apprenticeship and going from poverty to the middle class in as little as 6 months? That's the kind of pathway that we're discussing today, is on the jobs, skills-based training, education through the classroom, and being successful right from the get-go without the need for college debt. So what's going on in Pennsylvania? So for instance, our Manufacturing 2000 program is a program that someone enters into and can complete in anywhere from 3.5 to 6 months. Those individuals are graduating here and being placed out into industry, tuition free, might I add, for averaging around $15 per hour. Many of these shops in the area are experiencing overtime needs. So they are working very hard to keep their employees working Monday through Friday, sometimes even Saturdays and Sundays. An average wage for a Pennsylvania entry machinist is about $40,000, which is not too bad. Manufacturing accounts for about 11.89 or almost 12% of this total output for the state. That equates to about $93 billion in 2018 for value added that manufacturing created for the state of Pennsylvania. And in 2018, there were about 570,000 employees in the state, with annual compensation of around $73,000 across the board for entry level and experienced veterans in manufacturing. So as you can see here in the state of Pennsylvania, manufacturing is still very vital to the economy. It's very important for good wages for families across the state. And it's also in high demand by the manufacturing employers throughout the Commonwealth. So I said a few buzzwords before about apprenticeship program, and the very first one you see is earn while you learn. And again, just to give you an idea of what we're doing here in Pittsburgh region, we have the Pittsburgh chapter NTMA, or National Tooling and Machining Association, and they host with member companies a 4-year registered apprenticeship program. So the employer hires the employees, the apprentices, and they put them into classes, and they meet for 4 years, one night a week for 4 hours each week on a traditional school schedule, typically from September until May. And then every June, we graduate the year 4 apprentices who have completed it. The cool thing about this is most of the employers are paying for it. So that allows an employee to have zero debt, which is phenomenal in this day and age, to be able to be earning and learning and really getting and having no debt at the completion of that process. There's an articulation with one of our local community colleges, Westmoreland County Community College, where an individual can earn college credits for the experience of the apprenticeship program. Typically in an apprenticeship program, there are pay increases and steps up in wages for time durations. The individuals are also having the opportunity to earn the valuable NIMS credentials. Those to me are very powerful. Once you earn them, you never lose them. They stay with you for life. So these are just like any credentialing program that you would see, for instance, for individuals in baking, or I think often of our folks in the auto industry, the auto mechanics, when they are certified to work on brakes and in state inspection, things of that nature. And ultimately, for my sense of for my own self-worth, one of the most important things that I want someone to do is finish their apprenticeship program and earn these valuable journey worker papers that again, right here. So again, through an apprenticeship program, you've got all kinds of career advancement potential. And it's great because if you're mechanically inclined, you really don't have to know how to run any of the equipment. It's through these awesome training programs, either through a pre-apprenticeship like our Manufacturing 2000 program here at New Century Careers, or through the 4-year registered apprenticeship program with the help of the Pittsburgh chapter NTMA, you too could be successful. So here's one of my favorite people of all times. It was a young lady that completed our program, and there's nothing like hearing it from an individual that's done it on their own. So let's go ahead and meet her, shall we? So what a powerful message from her standpoint of joining a career and getting involved in our industry. I'm really proud of what she's accomplished and so happy to hear that she is currently working and placed in a wonderful job and also being an ambassador for other women about joining our career. So like Ariel, there's a common thread of things that people that usually succeed in this career have: creative, willing to become problem solvers, willing to work with the hands, um, the joy of seeing the completion of a component that you've brought value to, that you started with a block of raw material and now it's a part that has some kind of a value. The idea that there's hundreds of entry-level job opportunities around the nation, not just here in Pennsylvania, but also the money. Money is very good motivator, and it should be. And there's plenty of potential to make as much money as you'd like in a career in manufacturing. Um, we talked about the diversity of job roles. Here's just another laundry list of other types of careers that colleagues of mine have gone into after going through pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs. and point out things like human resources, even payroll and accounting. So every company has these desired needs, and there's no reason that you have to have a college education to get in these roles. You can come up through the ranks and get in these roles and have companies continue to support you and mature you and bring you into these roles. Here's one of my favorite instructors, John Alexander, and he's going to tell you quickly about his history and why he enjoys being in manufacturing. So you want to get involved with our industry, but you're not sure of what steps to take. So there are a lot of resources out there in addition to the NTMA, the nationals. There's opportunities to talk to your local NTMA chapter. If you go online, you can find the NTMA website and look to find your local chapter. Your STEM teachers within education, within high school and middle schools, are an awesome place to start talking about what's it like to bring all this science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to your hands and become a machinist. Your guidance counselors are an awesome place to find out more information about careers in manufacturing, along with your VOTEC schools and your community colleges. Often missed in this conversation about resources are the manufacturers themselves. Many manufacturers are now involved with programs that are tying them directly with school districts in regions and states across the nation. So don't forget to check out manufacturers either through fairs in the region, career fairs in the region, or even just by visiting their websites to see what kind of STEM programs they may be involved in. So we ran through a lot of information about things, including a little bit about my career, a little bit about what national leadership in career education like Montez King says about manufacturing. You got to hear from a female student, Ariel, who completed our program, is now fully employed, and from our instructor, John Alexander. So there's a lot of opportunities, and there's a lot of people here that know, myself included, how successful a person can be by getting into a career in manufacturing. So I hope this time that we've been together has been valuable. I hope it maybe fosters some additional questions that you may have and that you'll take into consideration. I hope that some of you will sign up for the opportunity to have the question and answer time period that the NTMA is providing most of us panelists. I know I'll be looking forward to that time slot to maybe talk directly with the students and to the parents and others in the community of workforce development. And I thank you for your time and attention, and just know that remember that you can learn and earn, and that skills do definitely pay the bills. So from New Century Careers and my staff, I'm Neil Ashbaugh, President and CEO, and I wish you well. And I hope that you'll be joining us soon for being in a career in manufacturing. Thank you. Have a good rest of the seminar.